Apprentice of the Shadows, Part 6. Whispers in Evermore. The tavern at the Anchor Point Inn was alive around me, warm, loud, and familiar in the way only a well-lived tavern can be. A lute thrummed somewhere near the hearth, its soft tune weaving through clinks of mugs and the low murmur of travelers losing themselves to drink and stories. The air carried roasted grain, melting cheese, and the spice sweetness of honeyed rum. At a table beside the bar, 2 red guards were deep into a round of tales of tribute. Cards fanned across the wood like painted leaves. I could hear the soft slap of each draw, the muttered curses, the triumphant, "Patron favors me this turn," echoing now and then. I sat with my satchel tucked beneath my chair, my fingers still faintly stained with Dwemer oil, when Claudia returned to my side with a grin that always meant trouble or rum, sometimes both. 2 alabaster honey rums, she declared, pressing one into my hand as she took the other for herself. Mortine claims this batch is strong enough to make a Nord forget winter. I raised the flask in quiet thanks and took a seat. Claudia, never content to sit quietly for long, immediately spotted an audience. Traders, soldiers, wanderers, all eager for a tale. They recognized her. She made sure they did. Within moments she had them wrapped around her finger, their expectant faces glowing in the lamplight. We had survived Rizak's wheel, somehow. And then the whole vault erupts in light, Claudia proclaimed over the tavern din. Bright enough to blind a Daedra, and the spider, Rizak's opus, comes alive. 8 brass legs of doom. She slapped the bar, sending ripples through her drink. I thought we were dead, truly dead, so I readied my sword. And what does Saren do? She asked the crowd as they eagerly waited. Dozens of eyes swiveled to me. I resisted the urge to sink further into my seat. She puts up a hand. Claudia held her own up, imitating me with dramatic serenity. Calm as a still pond, signaling me to stand down. Laughter rolled through the tavern, even from the tales of tribute players, one of whom lost the round because he'd paused mid-draw to listen. And the blasted thing bows to her, Claudia finished triumphantly. Bows, never even looked at me again. Rizak's opus chose her, I swear it. Brushed its metal head against her hand like some clockwork hound. Claudia finished the story. A few cheers went up. Someone toasted me. I gave a small, polite nod, though my heart was far away, deep in the vaults again, where the opus's hum had matched the rhythm of my pulse as if it had always known me, as if it had waited. Claudia dropped into the chair across from me, still riding the high of her storytelling. "You've got yourself a guardian that doesn't eat or shed," she teased. "Just don't mind the whispers." I sighed softly. They always whisper. Before she could fire back, Thibaut emerged from the kitchen bearing 2 plates piled high with melted cheese and spiced beef. "For our brave delvers," he announced, setting them before us with a flourish. Not a spider in sight this time. Claudia let out a delighted, "Finally, treasure worth fighting for." I found myself smiling. At least this one won't try to crush us. As we ate, the night deepened. Conversation softened. Someone won their Tales of Tribute match with a triumphant slap of cards. The lute faded into a gentle hum. That was when I heard it. The kind of whisper you're not supposed to hear. The kind meant only for the next table. "He doesn't take pupils easily," a Breton murmured. "Teaches the night itself, shadow as blade, shadow as shield." Another voice chimed in, lower. "In the rift, Mistvale Manor. High elf, they say. A recluse, a sage, or a ghost. Depends on the mug you're on." My spine stiffened. Shadows, a teacher, a path. Word is, him and his abilities were used as Somerset's knife for their dirty political games. Then he slipped away, cut ties with all. Thalanor, I think he was called. Some folks swear he's out there still, if you've got the guts to go looking. Me, I think he's just a story people tell after one too many mugs, the Breton said. Their words tugged at old instincts. Memories of quiet nights beneath Master and Secunda. The comfort I found not in light, but in the edges where it broke and faltered. Rizak's wheel had shown me how desperately unprepared I truly was. How close death had come. How close it could come again. Maybe it was time to stop pretending the shadows were just a childhood fancy. I pulled my worn journal from my satchel. Flipping through the notes and drawings until the next blank page presented. Across the table, Claudia was busy slipping scraps of bread to a stray dog. "You're miles away again," she said, glancing up. "Still chasing mysteries when you could be enjoying a drink?" I held her gaze for a moment, then let the truth settle on my tongue. Some mysteries are worth chasing. My hand trembled, not with fear, but with excitement. I wrote 4 words, underlined twice. I couldn't forget. Old Mistvale Manor, Thalanor.